Oh, here comes Michael Jordan. Jordan in this ball game has been held to 17 points. And
See,
it just
everyone's
hasn't been flowing for Michael. Yeah, they're just following
Everyone's
him everywhere.
helping, forcing him to give the ball away.
Traveling.
That's putting additional pressure on the other four guys. That's what Tex Winter was talking about on top when he seemed to reluctant to give Michael Jordan complete credit for that 63 in terms of, a team effort, because he knew that the rest of the team had not been in it. It was an outstanding individual performance, but as we said on top, two guys don't beat five guys, and they're paying the price for it tonight.
Larry Bird. Celtics up by 19. 5.5 minutes left, third quarter. Bird backing Woolridge in. Goes over him. He is fouled by Orlando Woolridge, and Larry Bird will be at the line to shoot two. That is the second team foul in Chicago and the third personal on Woolridge as we take another peek at it.
Yeah, it is. They just isolated Bird on the right side and let him work on Woolridge. Woolridge is upset with the call, but at this point, officials have absolutely nothing to do with it. See, they brought the three big guys out. Now Walton comes into it, but they're giving him that whole side of the floor to work on.
Larry missing the front end of the two-shot foul. He'll get one more. On the season, Larry averaged 25.8 points per ball game. Against Chicago, he averaged 24 points a game over the regular season. And in this playoff series so far, Larry's averaging 33 points a game. Tonight, Bird has 13 points. McHale is the big gun this evening with 27.
See, they're letting Jordan bring the ball up floor this half to get it into his hands immediately. Normally you don't want to do that because it tires the man out if he's got to fight the pressure to get it over half court, but they've been successful in keeping it away from Gordon once they get in front court, so now they're making him bring it up here in this half.
Ainge is open, buries it. Danny Ainge sticks another big hoop for the Celtics, and they lead by 22 points with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, 83-61. Celtics have increased the lead so far at every stop. 10 at the first quarter, 14 at the half. Johnson slaps it away. It comes out to DJ. He's got Bird on the wing. Blocked, but a foul. Celtics defense is just superb. They're playing the passing lanes. They're double teaming. They're doing everything right. Here it comes again.
DJ slaps it away from Jordan, brings it down floor, a little shovel pass to Bird. Paxton gets him from behind. Celtics continue in complete control, and Chicago in complete disarray.
On the floor for the Celtics, Ainge, Johnson, Bird, Walton. Larry hits the first one, and Kevin McHale. For Chicago, Jordan, Paxson, Jawan Oldham is checked in with Orlando Woolridge and Sidney Green. Celtics now by 24. This is their biggest lead. They've outscored the Bulls 19-9 in this quarter. Chicago with just 9 points in 7.5 minutes of play in the third quarter. Jordan had that in a couple of minutes on Sunday. Paxson can't hang on to it. They throw it away again. Chicago has now turned the ball over 11 times, 6 times in this quarter.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things the Celtics had to do, is extend the pressure, make it a little more aggressive to create those turnovers. They'd been allowing Chicago to control the tempo of the game in the first couple. They figure at home they didn't have to work that hard to get the 2 wins. Bird on a little fall away.
And a nice feed from McHale as well.
And
a timeout taken by Chicago. The Celtics lead, well, Kuz, we'll get to your point when we come back, is now 26 points with 4:12 to play in the third quarter. Yearbook to Post Office Box 8607, Boston 02114. All right, this is Michael Jordan for Chicago. The Celtics are up by 26. Jordan does not hit. Walton has the rebound.
They're collapsing.
Kuz, the point you were trying to make before.
They're collapsing underneath on Jordan much quicker as well as that trap, so that's been more effective in terms of containing the young superstar. No, I was smiling because the Chicago coaching staff today talked about they match well inside on the Celtics and they have better quickness. And when I read that, I said, either they're looking at the wrong teams or the wrong scouting reports or whatever, because to minimize the Celtics' quickness is a mistake.
Walton with a block on Chicago's Jawan Oldham. Ahead to Ainge, stolen by Michael Jordan. Jordan on the baseline, double pump, it's blocked again. Celtics just doing a tune defensively. DJ, no. Rebound, Jordan. 26-point Boston lead, their biggest of the game. Right now they're on a 9-0 run, but we have a foul to be called on the Celtics on Larry Bird. That's his 4th personal foul.
They have completely destroyed any offensive continuity that Chicago has had in this series. It is complete, utter schoolyard basketball at the moment as far as Chicago, and the only thing they can hope for is, you know, that Michael Jordan, their miracle man, develops some sort of extremely hot hand, which might cut this down a little bit, but it's hard to see how the Celtics can be threatened at all at this point.
I think you'd have to be shooting them 2 at a time. Pistons lead the Hawks 74-63, third quarter of that game. If the Celtics win tonight, they will play the winner of the Detroit-Atlanta series, which right now is a 2-0 lead for Atlanta. 22nd timeout on the court. With that, let's pause for this. The shots that are going in those first 2 games are going to start to drop just out of law of averages. But he has dropped off even more, I think, than we had anticipated.
Despite the 49 in the first, the Celtics did not really focus on him in the second game either. You know, despite the fact they said they did. Tonight, they upped their entire level of intensity. They picked them up quicker. They tapped them quicker. They collapsed behind quicker. And given also the collapse of the rest of the Chicago offense, now even Michael is not playing up to his potential.
Bird misses on a 3-point shot. Jawan Olden the rebound. The steal by Danny Ainge. Gets it to Walton for 2. Make the lead 27 points and counting.
Walton puts those quick openers away underneath about as quickly as any center in the league. No wasted motion.
Banks on the basket for Chicago makes it an 89-64 ball game, but we have only 2:27 to play here in
Chicago in a 1-3-1 half-court trap posture, by the way. Ainge walks but gets away with it, but the crowd picks it up. The officials didn't.
Ainge has Sidney Green on him, so Danny pops from about 21 feet and buries it. 91-64. Celtics have, let's see now, 16 points from Danny Ainge in this one. Jordan getting it off to Sidney Green, who cuts through. Blocked by Walton. Foul on Boston. Green will be at the line. Foul is on Bill Walton. 3rd personal on Walton. 4th in the Celtics as a team. You look at it again.
It is. Green blows by Bird, runs into Big Bill, who's upset with the call, but it was a good one. As we said earlier, the officials, for the most part, have done an excellent job in this game. They started to blow early inside, tried to clean it up a little bit and let the boys know that they weren't going to allow this to get out of hand, and I think it's had the necessary effect. Green, not a good free throw shooter, only about a 66% shooter during the season.
He gets 1 out of the 2. It is 91-65 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. The Celtics are cruising. DJ outside. And now Bird as the Celtics spread it out a bit. McHale on the baseline. DJ straight away. Ainge into Walton. 2 more.
See, they have no choice than to extend the pressure and go into that trapping 1-3-1. But it's too late for that. They had to do it earlier because the Celtics know at this point they've got the game won. So now they're going to toy with that extended defense.
And we have a whistle, an illegal defense warning against the Celtics. It is the first one. So that's a warning. It's called on Danny Ainge. Banks to put it in play for Chicago, does to Orlando Woolridge. Runner. And it's 93-67. Take a look at the Celtics scoring, show you how things have evened out here. McHale with 27 is still the big guy, but Bird has 17. Ainge has 16. Johnson has 13. Parrish has 10. Walton has 10. 6 Celtics in double figures. Ainge on the way through is picked up by Gene Banks. And a foul on Chicago. Ainge will be shooting 2. The foul on Banks is his 3rd.
Chicago having difficulty. They went back to this time, and they have difficulty adjusting to their individual defensive assignments. As we told you, they were in a 1-3-1 the last 2 times. So Celtics took advantage of the confusion. Then
the lead is now at its high point, 28. 53 seconds left. Walton on the steal. It goes to Dennis Johnson, breaking in for a bunny. 30-point lead. Say goodnight.